Jon Jones may have lost the belt, but he says no one can take away his crown. Is he delusional, or does he have a point? Even though Jon Jones officially vacated the UFC heavyweight title in June and was declared retired by UFC President Dana White, he refuses to accept the label of a former champion. Instead, Jones firmly believes that his legacy and accomplishments cement his place as a perpetual title holder in the sport. In his own words, he describes himself as a forever champion, a title he feels is earned through his dominance, consistency, and historical significance in MMA. This mindset was clearly demonstrated when fans noticed promotional materials for a ketone energy drink still labeled him as the UFC heavyweight champion, despite the belt having been passed to Tom Aspinall. Rather than correcting the oversight, Jones doubled down, saying that after everything he has achieved in the UFC, he still wakes up every morning with the feeling of being the world champion. To him, this is not arrogance. It's a reflection of his belief that no one can take away what he has accomplished inside the octagon, regardless of current rankings or titles. This defiance has sparked conversation among fans and critics alike, further solidifying Jones' reputation as both a legend and a polarizing figure in the sport. If you're loving the updates and don't want to miss the latest UFC drama, hit that subscribe button. MMA Thread drops 2 to 3 hot takes daily. Although Jon Jones is not currently competing inside the UFC octagon, he remains deeply engaged in the spotlight through brand partnerships, appearances, and global travel. One notable example is his promotional work with Ketone Energy Drink, where he's still marketed as the UFC heavyweight champion, a detail that didn't go unnoticed by fans. When called out for the apparent inaccuracy, Jones embraced it, saying they should have labeled him Forever Champion, reinforcing his personal claim to the title. Beyond marketing, Jones has been making headlines with his international appearances. Recently, he traveled to Moscow, Russia, drawing attention the moment he landed. While attending the IBA Bare Knuckle Fight card on July 26, Jones found himself at the center of several notable moments. From being snubbed for a handshake by UFC heavyweight contender Sergey Pavlovich, to receiving an open invitation to fight in Red Square, Russia's iconic historic plaza. These activities show that even when he's not fighting, Jon Jones remains one of the most talked about and influential figures in the combat sports world. His presence commands attention wherever he goes, reminding fans and fighters alike that he's never truly out of the game. Despite the UFC announcing his retirement and moving forward by crowning Tom Aspinall as the new undisputed heavyweight champion, Jon Jones has made it clear that he's far from done. In fact, his retirement was short-lived. Shortly after the announcement, Jones began teasing a return to the octagon, signaling that his departure was more of a pause and a farewell. Fueling speculation further, Jones hinted at a comeback timeline around July 4th next year, potentially tied to an event involving former U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House. While the exact nature of this return is still unclear, whether ceremonial or competitive, it underscores his ongoing desire to stay connected to the sport and the spotlight. Jones has also expressed unfinished business in the UFC heavyweight division, particularly regarding a long-anticipated fight with Stipe Miocic, which had been delayed due to Jones' injury. Many believe that fight could serve as his official return. Until then, Jones is clearly setting the stage for a high-profile re-entry into MMA, keeping both fans and the UFC guessing about what comes next from one of the sport's most enigmatic and accomplished athletes. Stay locked in with MMA Thread for non-stop UFC action, rumors, and raw reactions. Subscribe now and join the fight.